This video begins a three-part section devoted to accounting for investments in associate undertakings, a topic regulated by IAS28, investments in associates and joint ventures. In this initial video, we will be exploring the basic terms and concepts related to associates, as well as covering the fundamentals of the equity method of accounting for them in the consolidated financial statements. IAS28 defines an associate as an entity over which the investor has significant influence, where significant influence is synonymous with the power to participate in the financial and operating policy decisions of the investee, but is not control or joint control of those policies. IAS28 states that the exercise of significant influence will usually be evidenced in one or more of the following ways: representation on the board of directors or an equivalent governing body, participation in policy-making processes, including participation in decisions about dividends and other distributions, interchange of managerial personnel, or provision of essential technical information. The standard notes that a holding of 20% or more of the voting power of the investee, which may be held directly or through subsidiaries, is typically presumed to give rise to significant influence. Naturally, a holding of more than 50% is presumed to give the investor control over the investee. Accordingly, significant influence is assumed with a shareholding of between 20 and 50%. It must, however, be stressed that even if the investor's shareholding falls within the above stated range, the presumption of significant influence may nevertheless be overcome in the following circumstances. The investor has failed to obtain representation on the investee's board of directors. The investee or other shareholders are opposing the investor's attempt to exercise significant influence. The investor is unable to obtain timely or adequate financial information required to apply the equity method, that is, the method required by IAS28 to account for associates in the consolidated financial statements, or a group of shareholders that holds the majority ownership of the investee operates without regard to the view of the investor. On the other hand, it may also be the case that significant influence is exercised despite the investor holding a less than 20% stake in the investee. This could be the case when the investor's voting power is much larger than that of any of the other shareholders of the investee. The investor is able to appoint members to the board, supervisory board, or significant committees of the investee, or the investor has the power to veto significant financial and operating decisions. IAS28 requires that associates be accounted for in the consolidated financial statements of the investor by applying the equity method, which we will discuss in just a moment. The only circumstances in which this requirement will not hold are when the investment in the associate is classified as held for sale and subsequently accounted for at the lower of the carrying amount and fair value less costs to sell under IFRS 5. Or the parent entity is exempted from preparing consolidated financial statements under the rules contained in IFRS 10, which are discussed in a separate section of the course. Under the equity method, the investment is initially recognized at cost and subsequently adjusted for the post-acquisition change in the investor's share of the investee's net assets, in other words, its reserves. This may be broken down into the following steps. On initial recognition, the investment in the associate is recognized at cost. Its carrying amount is subsequently increased or decreased by the investor's share of the profit or loss generated by the associate following the date of acquisition. Any dividend distributions received by the investor from the associate reduce the carrying amount of the investment. With these rules in mind, let us now explore a simple scenario. On the 1st of January 2017, P acquires a 1/3 stake in the share capital of A for a price of €10,000, and it is assumed that P is able to exert significant influence over the investee. Over the course of 2017, A generates a profit of €9,000, 6,000 of which is subsequently paid out as a dividend. You should note that because P does not exercise control over A is not a member of the group, and consequently its assets and liabilities will not be combined with those of P on a line-by-line basis. Instead, the initial accounting entries required to recognize the associate in the consolidated financial statements of P are a debit of €10,000 to non-current assets, typically a line called investment in associates, and corresponding credit to cash or payables. Once the results of the subsidiary are known, a profit of €9,000 generated entirely in the period following the acquisition, P will record its share of that profit, that is 1/3, or €3,000, as a debit to the investment in associate within non-current assets and make the corresponding credit to consolidated profit or loss. This €3,000 of additional income will appear under a single line, share of profit of associates. When the associate pays out a dividend, P receives 1/3 of it, that is €2,000, which is booked as a debit to cash and a corresponding credit to the investment in associate account. After these entries have been made, the investment in associate is carried at a value of 10 plus 3 minus 2,000, or €11,000. You should note that this corresponds to the €10,000 cost of the initial investment plus the investor's 1/3 share in the post-acquisition retained earnings of the associate, which grew by the €9,000 of profit generated less the 6,000 of dividends paid. If the associate had not paid a dividend, the carrying amount of the investment in associate account would have stayed at €13,000. On the other hand, if the associate had paid out all of its earnings in the form of a dividend to shareholders, its carrying amount in the books of the investor would have not changed from the initial €10,000 of investment cost. It is also important to note that in order to apply the equity method in respect of its involvement with an associate, the investor must already be preparing consolidated financial statements. In other words, it must already be exercising control over one or more subsidiaries. If this is not the case, the investor does not prepare group financial statements, only individual ones, where the equity method is not applied.